Peace, brothers and sisters. Let's talk about something many folks take for granted: U.S. citizenship. Before we start, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. It's like that golden ticket in Willy Wonka, except instead of a chocolate factory, you get access to this whole country. Being a U.S. citizen is a big deal. You get to vote, serve on a jury, and even run for office if you're into that sort of thing. It means you're part of the American experiment with all its messy glory. But it wasn't always this straightforward. The concept of citizenship has been debated and redefined throughout U.S. history. And trust me, it's a wild ride. So buckle up as we delve into the fascinating and sometimes frustrating world of U.S. citizenship. Picture this. It's the 1860s. The United States is a nation in turmoil, grappling with the aftermath of a brutal and divisive civil war. The country is deeply scarred, both physically and emotionally, as it tries to heal from the wounds of conflict. The Civil War just ended. The battlefields are silent now, but the echoes of gunfire and the cries of soldiers still linger in the air. The nation is at a crossroads, facing the monumental task of rebuilding and redefining itself. America is trying to piece itself back together. Towns and cities are being rebuilt, and communities are coming together to forge a new path forward. The spirit of resilience and determination is palpable as the nation embarks on the long road to recovery. Enter the 14th Amendment, one of the most significant pieces of legislation in U.S. history. This amendment was a beacon of hope, a promise of a better future for all Americans, regardless of their past. This amendment was born out of the ashes of slavery, aiming to ensure equal rights for formerly enslaved people. It was a bold declaration that every person, regardless of race, deserved the same protections and opportunities. It was a bold move, a promise of equality etched into the Constitution. Lawmakers of the time understood the gravity of their actions, knowing that this amendment would shape the future of the nation. The 14th Amendment had a clear goal: to prevent states from denying anyone life, liberty, or property without due process of law. It was a safeguard against injustice, ensuring that every individual had the right to fair treatment under the law. It was a monumental shift, putting the federal government in charge of protecting individual rights. This was a significant departure from the past, where states had more control over civil rights. This amendment wasn't just about righting the wrongs of the past. It was a forward-looking vision, a commitment to building a society where justice and equality were not just ideals, but realities. It was about building a more just future, where everyone, regardless of race, had a shot at the American dream. The 14th Amendment laid the foundation for a more inclusive and equitable America, a legacy that continues to shape our nation today. The heart and soul of the 14th Amendment is the Equal Protection Clause. It's like the amendment's way of saying, hey, everyone deserves a fair shake. This clause prohibits states from denying anyone within their jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. It's a powerful statement, one that has been used to fight discrimination and promote equality. Think about landmark cases like Brown v. Board of Education, which desegregated schools. The 14th Amendment was the driving force behind that victory for civil rights. It's a reminder that the Constitution is a living document, one that can adapt to changing times and values. Now here's where things get a little weird. The 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868, was primarily designed to grant citizenship and equal protection under the law to former slaves. Its framers likely had no idea how far-reaching its implications would become. Over the years, the 14th Amendment has been interpreted in ways its framers probably never imagined. Initially, it was a beacon of hope for civil rights, ensuring that no state could deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. One of the most controversial applications involves corporations. This interpretation began in the late 19th century when the Supreme Court started to recognize corporations as persons under the law. That's right, those big, faceless entities we love to hate. The idea that a corporation could have the same rights as an individual was groundbreaking and contentious. Through a series of court cases, corporations have been granted some of the same rights as individuals under the 14th Amendment. This includes the right to due process and equal protection, which has had significant implications for business practices and regulations. This means they can claim due process and equal protection just like you and me. For instance, corporations can challenge state regulations that they believe unfairly target them, using the 14th Amendment as their shield. It's a controversial issue, with critics arguing that it gives corporations too much power. They contend that this interpretation allows corporations to wield influence that can overshadow the rights of individuals and communities. But love it or hate it, the 14th Amendment's impact on corporate law is undeniable. It has shaped the landscape of American business and law, influencing everything from campaign finance to environmental regulations. It's a testament to the amendment's enduring legacy and its ability to shape legal battles for generations to come. The 14th Amendment continues to be a powerful tool in the ongoing struggle for justice and equality, affecting not just individuals, but the very fabric of corporate America. Section 5. Birthright citizenship, a right under fire. Let's talk about birthright citizenship, a principle enshrined in the 14th Amendment. It simply means that if you're born on U.S. soil, congratulations, you're a citizen. This right, once considered untouchable, has become a hot-button issue in recent years. Some argue that it's outdated and open to abuse. They point to birth tourism, where pregnant women travel to the U.S. specifically to give birth, as a reason for reform. Others maintain that birthright citizenship is fundamental to American values and shouldn't be tampered with. It's a complex debate with no easy answers, reflecting the evolving understanding of citizenship in a globalized world. Section 6. Executive overreach or presidential power. Trump's controversial order. Enter Donald Trump, the tweeter-in-chief himself, who decided to shake things up. In 2018, he issued an executive order attempting to end birthright citizenship. This order was met with swift condemnation from legal scholars and civil rights groups. They argued that it was unconstitutional, a blatant attempt to bypass Congress and rewrite the 14th Amendment with a stroke of a pen. Trump's order was a prime example of his "I'll-do-it-myself" approach to governing. It sparked a firestorm of controversy, raising questions about the limits of presidential power. The stage was set for a legal showdown, with the Constitution hanging in the balance. Section 7. The courts weigh in challenges to Trump's executive order. As expected, Trump's executive order was immediately challenged in court. Lawsuits were filed, arguing that the president had overstepped his authority. The legal battle raged on, with both sides presenting their cases. The outcome was far from certain, with the future of birthright citizenship hanging in the balance. Federal judges issued injunctions, temporarily blocking the executive order from taking effect. The legal wrangling continued, highlighting the complex interplay between the executive and judicial branches. The fate of Trump's order and the future of birthright citizenship rested in the hands of the courts. Section 8. The future of birthright citizenship, a nation divided. Fast forward to 2025. The landscape of American citizenship is more contentious than ever. The debate over birthright citizenship, a cornerstone of American identity, has reached a fever pitch. As the nation grapples with its future, the question of who gets to be an American by birthright remains unresolved. Trump's executive order remains tied up in legal challenges with no clear resolution in sight. The courts are inundated with cases, each one adding layers of complexity to an already convoluted issue. Legal experts are divided, and the judicial system is under immense pressure to deliver a verdict that could reshape the nation's identity. The debate over birthright citizenship continues to divide the nation. On the streets, in homes, and across social media, Americans are passionately voicing their opinions. The divide is not just political, but deeply personal, affecting families and communities in profound ways. On one side, you have those who believe that the 14th Amendment is clear and that birthright citizenship is a fundamental right. They argue that the Constitution's promise is unequivocal and that any attempt to restrict it is a betrayal of American values. They argue that any attempt to restrict it is un-American and undermines the very fabric of the nation. For them, birthright citizenship is a testament to the country's commitment to equality and justice, a principle that should not be compromised. On the other side are those who believe that birthright citizenship is outdated and needs to be reformed. They see it as a relic of a bygone era, ill-suited to the challenges of the 21st century. For them, the current system is rife with abuse and exploitation. They argue that it's being abused and that it's time to have a national conversation about who should be granted automatic citizenship. They believe that reform is necessary to protect the integrity of the nation and ensure that citizenship is granted to those who truly deserve it. The future of birthright citizenship remains uncertain, reflecting the deep divisions within American society. As the nation stands at a crossroads, the outcome of this debate will shape the very essence of what it means to be an American for generations to come. Section 9, Conclusion: Navigating the Complexities of Citizenship. So, there you have it, folks. The 14th Amendment and the debate over birthright citizenship, a crash course in U.S. constitutional law, and the complexities of citizenship. It's a story of progress and setbacks, of lofty ideals and messy realities. The 14th Amendment, with all its triumphs and controversies, continues to shape the American experiment. As for birthright citizenship, its fate remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: the debate over who belongs in America is far from over. And as always, stay tuned, because in the world of U.S. politics and law, anything can happen.